Hi, Rich the First Time DM, back for another walk around my neighborhood. Today I'm going to try and do 4 laps, which is about 1.5 miles. Got some good news. I stepped on a scale today and I had lost 6.2 pounds. Now I know walking for me and any kind of exercise, I burn weight really quick. I get rid of it really quick right away. I get down to about 20 pounds lost before I plateau. So I know I got to keep it up. I'm going to hit the gym starting next week on top of these walks. So hopefully I'll keep it going. As you can see, got a beautiful blue sky behind me today. Got some wind, not as bad as it has been. It's actually in the 30s and it feels like the 30s, which is a 30-degree difference from this week. So thanks again for joining me on these walks. Makes life easier when I can talk about D&D and different topics. So we got into a discussion in Discord today. A good friend, Stonehomie, he made a good point about DMs wanting to not reveal behind the screen secrets to your players after a session. If they missed the secret door, or you had to change the HP or modify the creature that they fought, so you don't want to break that immersion. I find it really hard because I have some DMs at my table not to do it. Plus, I like to talk about how creative it can be or cool things they miss. I got to stop doing that. I do at my table. I will ask LeBeau, the other DM I play for, questions during the game about how I should handle a situation or a ruling if I'm unclear or need some help or not sure what to do in a situation, because let's be honest, players can do some crazy things and sometimes you need a second opinion. Try and keep the sun out of your guys' eyes there. So being the DM does mean sometimes you got to keep the secrets. You got to control that urge to show off in front of your players. Keep things secret. Because if you keep things secret, you can use them later. If they missed the secret door or they didn't find an item because it didn't roll high enough, keep that secret. Provided you didn't put anything plot related that they missed, because that's on you. If you're the DM and you hide something behind a roll that's really high that they absolutely need for the plot, that's just a bad mistake to make as a DM. You just never know when the dice will not help you tell the story, so you don't want to hide anything behind the dice. Whew. Well, coming on this stretch, this is a little bit windier through here. It is really bad, and I'm trying to figure out the sun. I haven't had sun all week, so it's a little bit different here. That's one thing, just keep your secrets as a DM. Whew. Tonight, we normally play D&D every other Friday, but about a month ago that campaign ended. So tonight will be the first game that we play a new RPG, Fabula Ultima. What's kind of interesting, we created our characters, which I need to sit down and take a double check of mine this afternoon before we start playing tonight and make sure I did everything right, because we're trying to do it all together at the table, and a little confusing we're sharing one book, and so I'm going to sit down and make sure I did my spells correctly. I'm playing I think I'm going to play basically a version of a wizard for Fabula Ultima. It's kind of interesting. We are basically in a world that's been shattered. There's many pieces of the world around. And we are working for the Empire, trying to put down rebellion, I believe. So imagine if you're working for the Emperor and Darth Vader. That's what we're basically doing. So it's going to be interesting. Looking forward to it. It looks kind of like a cool system, relatively simple from what I can tell. So we haven't really even played one session yet, so see how that goes. Ooh, that sun is bright on you guys. But nice blue sky out here. I mean, look at that. Not a cloud in the sky today. Whew. All right, almost one lap done. Oh, there's somebody else out here walking today with me. They're up ahead. That's an older lady that's out here every day for the most part. It's impressive. These hills are no joke. Oh, let's see, what else? I decided to start doing my DM tips that I normally post on BlueSky and as text, but now I want to start doing them, started yesterday, doing them as shorts on YouTube. I'll always post the links to BlueSky and anywhere else on my social medias. So be sure to follow me in those. Links will, of course, are all in the description. Wow. So freaking nice out here today. It's not that cold when the wind's not blowing. See, I love the cold. I don't get cold until it gets below 30. So, wind chill's still there, taking it below 30, but not much. All right, one lap done, 1 of 4. Took me 7 minutes to do a lap. That's not bad. 2 laps is 3/4 of a mile. I don't feel like doing the math on how much 1 lap is. That's the hard part here, the uphill. So, let's see, what else? Let's see. A couple videos ago, I talked about my paladin and how he switched from Oath of Devotion to Oath of Vengeance. I killed a halfling family NPC, and it released a Shadow Lord demon into the city to cause chaos. Well, the party spent a couple sessions chasing after this shadow demon. It was causing chaos throughout the city. It would kill somebody in the market district, and then a couple hours later kill somebody in the harbor district, and then it kept bouncing around the city, so the players couldn't tell exactly where the shadow demon was. Well, the whole plan was to eventually, I was going to have the Shadow Lord take up residence in the Temple of Sarenrae, the Paladin's god. And I was going to have a big fight in there, have it almost all in darkness. So, I had like a month to create this encounter. It was one of the most in-depth encounters I created. I had legendary resistances and actions for the Shadow Lord. I had minions, shadow minions that would come out of the shadows and try to grapple the players. It was great. Thought it was going to go really well. That was until I, as a DM, forgot 2 basic things. I forgot to take into account the Paladin does a lot of radiant damage, and the Sorlock, Riani, she got a boon from her celestial patron in the first couple sessions that she can change Eldritch Blast from Force to radiant. So, forgot those two things. So the party can do a lot of radiant damage. And what was I throwing against them? A creature that was vulnerable to radiant damage. Did not take that into account. So, DM mistake number one. Yeah, so that required a fix on the fly of a little bit more HP, and I changed one of the legendary actions on the fly to the demon could heal if it was in the shadows. So I treated it like you would a troll. I gave it a couple D10 healing. It cost 2 legendary actions though. So that helped a little bit, kept the fight going. But biggest mistake I made, I know what you're thinking. Throwing a demon with vulnerability to radiant damage up against a party that does a ton of it is a big mistake. You're not wrong. However, sorry about the sun again. My hands are cold. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Sorry. Biggest mistake I made was not reading the players' sheets, character sheets, to see what they can and can't do. Didn't think nothing of it. You know, we're 30 sessions in. I know what the players do. I know their favorite spells. That kind of thing. I think I know what I'm doing. That was until the paladin, riding her unicorn steed that I gave her way back when, burst through the temple doors, and she cast her one use of daylight. I didn't know she had daylight. Well, that threw that encounter way off the rails. Nothing I could do about that. Now, where I expected the entire temple to be cast in darkness with just a couple torches for sanctuary for the players from the shadow demons, now it was bathed in daylight. So, yeah, that changed it up a little bit. So on the fly, I made the shadow minions be able to move through the daylight, but it required half movement, and they took D4 damage each round. They started their turn in daylight. The shadow demon had some cool abilities that it could teleport shadow to shadow as a bonus action. And there were no more shadows, except for a couple in the back. So I had to change that. So I added an additional legendary action for 2 actions to Misty Step, so it can get to the shadow and then heal in the next round. So the encounter was still good. It lasted 4 or 5 rounds, but it was a much different encounter than I initially had it planned. But it's not the players' fault. The players did awesome. Used their abilities to the T. So, any players out there listening, read your sheet. Read your features and traits. Read your spells. Read your items. Know what you can do. Because you never know when the DM will throw something at you that you have an ability that will come in handy during that time. And DMs, read your player sheets too. Has 2 benefits. You can either modify an encounter so it doesn't get busted by one ability of a player, or you can tailor an encounter to a player so that if they decide to use that ability, they will be heroes. It will be amazing when it happens. So, creating great moments for players is always a good thing, even if it comes at the cost of your encounter. But if you take it into account, you can adjust for it ahead of time. That if player does A, you can then do B. So you make it work for you while still giving the player the great moment. Whew. All right, I just passed my, sorry for the sun, I just passed 2 laps. So I've officially gone further than I've gone before. I'm a little slow now. I am slowing down. Yeah, I'm not going to do 4 laps. I'll do 3. So it'll be a quarter mile, 3/4 of a mile plus whatever half of 3/4 is. So, whew, my hands are freezing. Holding the camera up here. Still trying to get that sun right for you guys. I don't want to blind anybody watching. This is definitely a rough walk. I'm earning it today. But you gotta know your limits too. When you're starting to get healthy again, some pain is good, but you gotta know when the bad pain's coming. You don't want to hurt yourself to where you lose what you did, or you stop working out totally. It's my biggest problem, is I always get an injury, not related to the workout or a sickness, then I have a hard time getting back to it. So you don't want to do that. So know your limits. Whether you're a DM or a player, or walking around your neighborhood, know your limits. Know what those limits are. Ask for help. Ask for advice. Know that you can't do everything. Just a little DM advice just life advice there from a almost 50-year-old guy here. Know your limits. Don't let them stop you, but be aware of your limits. Whew, oh, almost tripped over a stone there. That would have been funny as hell on camera, and I would have kept it in. Nope, that won't work for the sun either. Sorry, hands are freezing cold. Alright. So, let me know in the comments if there's any other things you want me to talk about on these walks. Whether it's about my campaign, different experiences, any questions you may have. Do have some other projects coming up for the channel though, so certain things I'm going to keep for those. You know, don't want to spoil everything. Need something to talk about in some of those videos. So, yeah, leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe too, please. Share this video as well. You know, those of us who do this kind of thing, no matter how good we are at it, or how bad we are, you know, we don't succeed at making a successful channel without you people. You're the ones that have to like and subscribe and watch the videos all the way through if you can. Sharing the links. You know, there's only so much we can do on our own social media, getting the word out, new videos and stuff. And there's some great dungeon tubers out there. You know, I watch them all. So, you know, views are limited and we're competing against some great people. But I'm hoping I give you guys enough unique content that I'm worth that subscribe for you. And if I'm not, please let me know what I can do better. You know, let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see or what I need to stop doing or any issues there may be. You know, I think I fixed my mic issues. So hopefully that's taken care of for you guys. But yeah, so please just keep doing what you're doing. Spread the word. You know, I'm not saying I ever want this to be my full-time job. You know, I got no aspirations to that. You know, again, no limits. But would like to succeed at it. You know, get a little bit of a fan base and have some of these projects that we're working on. Some of them are good, so hopefully they'll work out. Hopefully they'll do well. So, just thank you again. You know, with the community on BlueSky, it's been amazing and the support's awesome. Just as always, accept each other, be nice to each other, and just love each other. Have a good day.